Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Nuggets News. In this week's technical analysis, I want to cover Bitcoin, gold, and the US stock market. Now, there's been some defining action in traditional markets over the past few weeks, and from what we're seeing, this could be a long-term top. Now, I know in the crypto world, we're used to these high percentage moves and volatility, but if you look at this chart, these markets are now up 100% since the GFC lows, and we've really started to go vertical here. Big sell-off, big volume on the weekly, and we're now down 10%. Now, I know that doesn't sound like much in crypto terms, but when you consider the size of these markets, they're mature, well established. Some estimates are now that the derivatives priced off the US stock market are into the quadrillions, beyond the trillions. So 10% represents a lot of money and people repositioning themselves. Now, we'll just go to the daily chart here, and some people are sort of looking for a bounce from this 200-day moving average, but you're a brave trader if you're stepping in simply because of that. So it's not a pretty chart here, a bloodbath in traditional market terms. And let's see how gold reacted and Bitcoin. So gold's had a strong week, and a few months back I made a video and spoke about this long-term down trend line that's been in place ever since the peak back in 2011, and we'd finally broken out of that. We said it might revisit it, and I think we're starting a multi-year bull market. So there's a number of factors that influence gold. It's an $8 trillion market. Uncertainty is certainly one of those factors. Now, there's talk of trade wars. I might dive into that topic more in the future if that's something that interests you guys. But what we really want to look at is, if the markets are selling off and all that money is washing around, is it going to flow into Bitcoin, gold, and in what percentage terms? So very positive for gold. Let's check out Bitcoin. I'll just go to that log chart that we're looking at here and bring it back to the daily. So this is what we were looking at for Bitcoin last week. I think we're trading at around 8,300. We're looking for that strength to continue, but we're looking at these converging moving averages to act as resistance, and that's exactly what we got, guys. So a bit of a pullback here. Now I want to see how we can hold up if we get this bracket pushing down until the end of the month. So if we can trade sideways and tread water and form this higher low on the daily chart, that's really positive, guys. So we spoke about a number of levels that are going to act as resistance, 10,000 psychological, then this long-term down trend line here as well. We've got a lot of work to do. It's going to be a grind higher. If we can just hold our own, I think that's very positive, let alone if we can get another little leg up, then a bit of a pullback, and then this next cycle bracket's really pushing up on the 1st of April. So there's a lot of work to do still, but if a tiny percentage even of that huge market cap of traditional markets starts to flow into Bitcoin as well as gold, and we see them both act as safe havens, that's a huge vote of confidence that sentiment towards central banks, fiat money, fear, uncertainty, all those things that have not been a care in the world for those traditional stock traders since the GFC, that entire picture could be changing, and that's where we want to see how Bitcoin ties into this picture. So interesting week ahead. Keep an eye on those traditional markets to see how they react. Maybe we get a bounce, nothing goes down in straight lines, but I'm very interested to see how gold, Bitcoin, and the stock markets tie together. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, share these videos around, and as always, thanks for tuning in, guys. Cheers.